All right. So, what's up, everybody? It's been a while. Second episode of this podcast that I'm trying to get going. And we have a good friend of mine, special guest. Want to introduce yourself?
As I'm chewing.
Yeah.
You know, that bodybuilder life, gotta eat.
hmm
Hi,
Yep.
everyone. I'm Jocelyn Peters, or as everyone knows me as Peaches. Rome and I have known each other, I think it's going on 3 years now.
Yeah. Yeah. Through Billy. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I think we met actually at
UFC.
UFC first.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because,
because
oh,
I think
yeah. You're
you
right.
were
Yeah.
on your way out and I was just started. Well, I worked in the kids club and you were still in personal training.
hmm
And
hmm
then I switched.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've known each other for 3 to 4 years now.
hmm
Um, I am a NPC wellness competitor working on my pro card, just like Rome is.
Let him
We
know the
used to be,
division.
yep. And then we used to be teammates, and now we just kind of continue to be friends. So, yeah.
Yeah. Brothers and sisters through iron and through
Yeah.
Christ.
Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely. I had to bring out the Holy Bible, but we'll get into a little bit of that later. I
Yes.
wanted to just get into the main topic of today's discussion, bodybuilding. So, for anyone out there, specifically women that are interested in competing for the first time, whether it be bikini, wellness, figure, bodybuilding, for those that are into bodybuilding, like heart, like that, what would be the advice that you would give them?
I mean, if it's something you're thinking about, I'd go to a show.
Hmm
Best thing you can do is go to a show.
I agree.
See how it feels, the energy that you get from it, and if you still are like, you know what, I still want to do it, do it. I mean, you and I have known people that are one and done, which is totally fine. Knocked it off your bucket list. If it ends up not being your passion,
hmm
that's okay. At least you can say you've done it. Obviously, you and I did it once and fell in love with the sport, the energy,
Yep.
the progression in the gym, and it's just something that we're passionate about. And now you and I both have gone through what you brought up a little bit before. Now we're going through a different journey of mentality with God on our
hmm
side.
hmm
So, but my number one advice is just go to a show. After that, find a coach that fits you, communication wise first, because you're going to have a lot of questions,
hmm
you're going to have a lot of concerns. You're going to go through ups and downs. And then I would also say have a strong support system and a
Oh,
strong
absolutely.
financial wallet because it
Oh,
is not
yeah.
cheap, especially for women. I
Oh,
know it's not cheap for men, but for
mhm.
us, we have hair, nails, tan, heels, jewelry, the suit. It's
Yeah, no, man, it's funny because like, obviously I was in boxing before when I was younger and they always said that boxing or any combat sport, MMA, whatever, is like a poor man's sport. Like you can literally have absolutely nothing, but as long as you bring the hands and the feet and you're good with them, like you can make a lot of money. But with this one, yeah, you kind of need some money. Like, I never got like, obviously, there's people come from different backgrounds, so obviously, wealthier, a little bit less unfortunate. But, with bodybuilding, it's like you kind of need some money. Like, even if you have to work a job, because, like, I mean, I work a job, you work a job. Everybody that I know that does bodybuilding has worked a job. Like, it's not until I feel like you make it to the big time leagues where you can literally quit your full-time job and then focus all in on bodybuilding. Like everybody has to make some type of sacrifice, and there's some people that maybe, yeah, they started when they were younger and they were able to, live off mom and dad for a little bit, and then all the money that they earned, they were able to put it into bodybuilding because they didn't have the responsibilities. Like you have kids, I have kids, so it could
yeah,
be pretty tough. And then obviously we pay for our rents, our mortgages, all that stuff, the bills, like it's just nonstop. So we have extra set of problems on top of the bodybuilding. So bodybuilding alone already has a set of problems of its own, and then we still have to deal with real life. So it can be
yeah,
challenging.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah, no, most def if there's something that you wish you could have t told yourself back then that you know now. what would that advice be? I know it's
That's
kind of a
tough. Yeah, that's tough. Well, it's tough for me because my division started
mhm,
like right when I started competing.
mhm,
So it's like it's a little harder for me.
mhm.
But I would say if there was one thing is just like really zone in on your mentality. Um, that's priority number one. And then I would say after that would be rest and recovery.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I think because
Yeah.
obviously with my schedule being as hectic as it is,
Mhm,
you know, some days I get up super early, go to the gym, get
mhm.
home, make my food, make my baby's food, and then go to work and then still have to go afterwards for cardio. So it's like, I think just knowing there are going to be days where I have to sleep and I'm going to have to go later in the day. Like this just, and you know me, I'm not a huge fan of going later in the afternoon because
No,
it's
my
you in
goodness.
there. And I'm like, ah! So, yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, I know because I go at that time and oh my, especially the gym that we go to.
Hmm.
Me and Jocelyn, we go to Legends. They're open 24 hours, so anybody that's in Victorville or the Ventura County area, go ahead and check out the gym. It's amazing. It's just not what's not amazing is that parking area because man,
Ugh.
it gets packed in there. Let's just put it that way. I love the gym. It's just the parking situation can be pretty bad. But let everybody know, what time do you wake up? Let everybody know like the mentality going into like, because some people think that bodybuilding is like, oh, I just go to the gym and then I eat food, which is, it's simple. If you break it down, bodybuilding is literally you work hard in the gym, you train, and then you recover and you eat and then you sleep and rest and all that stuff. But for like I said earlier, to revert back to what I was saying, not everybody's schedule is the same. So give them like a little, not, you don't have,
Breakdown.
yeah, a little breakdown of your daily schedule.
Well, my split is different than other splits.
Hmm.
But on a regular basis, I wake up around 3:15, slowly roll out of bed. To try to get there by 3:30 so I can at least get like 20 minutes of cardio in before.
Hmm.
Um, so try to get to the gym by 3:30, leave no later than 5:15, and then
Mm.
get home, make my baby food, get out of the door by 6:15, get to work in Agora by 7, work 7 to 4, pick my baby up by like 4:30, come home around 5:15, and then just do my cardio upstairs and on the walking pad. I'm actually looking into getting a treadmill because they're like 150 on Facebook Marketplace right now.
Mm.
But
Hey, wherever you get the goodies, because man, those top-notch equipment could be expensive. So getting a deal on any type of treadmill or any piece of
hey,
cardio
y'all,
equipment, my
I'll
God,
take what I
because
can get.
I swear, because like I'll be looking into that too, because I have like a community gym where sometimes they'll close it down or like I can't, you know, go do cardio if like Edith's not here to watch the girls or if I
Yeah,
don't have anybody else to watch the girls, I can't go do cardio. I have to wait or I have to adjust those schedules. But anyways.
yeah.
Yeah, that it could be pretty tough, with the adjustment, but like I've always said, like, I know a lot of people are not a fan of him, but the saying holds true. It's like a champion. Mayweather used to say a champion always has the ability to adapt. So even though this may not be optimal, as a lot of people like to say, or this may not be the best way, but like a true champion is going to be able to adjust and make sure that like if this is what I have to do to make it happen, this is what I got to do. It may not be beneficial or this may not be what I want to do, but at the end of the day, this is what we have to do if we want to, look our best and bring, get to the stage and give ourselves the best opportunity to win.
Yeah.
So, man, okay, so I didn't really say much about it earlier, but like wellness. I know there's a lot of women out there, and I'm not trying to throw no shade at women because, but a lot of people think that just because they have a big butt means that, oh, let me go into wellness. Can you please let them know the criteria of a wellness competitor? Because like some people, they're like, oh, I want to do bikini. Some people want to do wellness, but how would you break down the difference between a figure and a physique compared to a wellness girl to a bikini girl? Because we all know bodybuilding, like you gotta have
I
the
was like,
muscles
we can
and
break it down bodybuilding wise, which
yeah.
is, the X frame for figure. The
Hmm.
conditioning is harder.
Hmm.
Uh, if you got a big old butt, figure might not be for you because you got to shred that down and get those feathered glutes.
Mhm.
It's not. And that was one of the things that the current 8-year, 8-time champ of figure,
Mhm.
Olympia champ, Vitamin C, she
Mhm.
stopped and her first thing she said is, I miss having a butt. So, she
Yeah.
misses that. So I
Mhm.
get it. And,
Mhm.
I don't think there's any other competitor that has been an 8-time champ. So
Mhm. She's amazing
kudos
too.
to her. I admire her. She's
Yeah.
amazing. The sport will miss her for sure. When it comes to wellness, it's not about just having a big old badonkadonk. It's the proportions have to be right. You have to have quads, you have to have hamstrings, you have to have calves. Calves matter so much in our division, and
Mhm.
calves matter in every division, honestly, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Um, they make they're what they are focused on is your lower body. I've always had a big butt. It's just not, it doesn't mean that if you have a big butt, but you go on stage and you see jiggle, 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 I'm probably not going to do very well. Right.
Mhm.
So we
Mhm.
still have to have glutes.
Mhm.
Having a derriere does not equal glutes.
Mhm.
I've had women also ask me, I want a butt like yours. I'm like, I'm going to be perfectly honest. This is genuinely genetic. I am glute dominant. I've always had a larger butt. Growing up, I've always had nice legs. But in the years, as you have seen, my legs have progressed.
Mhm.
Wellness is definitely a leg dominant sport as well as glutes. I would say if you're someone that says, I have a big butt, I can do wellness,
Mhm.
look what you look, take a look at what you look like when you shred down.
Yeah.
Let the
Yeah.
judge, let the judges tell you.
Mhm.
Because that's what I did. My very first show was I actually did a crossover bikini and wellness because I was tiny. I was a little itty bitty little thing. It was a year and a half after I had Everly.
Mhm.
For those of you that don't know, that's my daughter.
Mhm. Mhm.
After I had her, it was about a year and a half, and then I stepped on stage for the first time at Night of Champions in 2022, 20, yeah, 2022. And yeah, they didn't even give me my bikini feedback. They were like, "Your wellness, like, just don't even don't even
Man.
bother." And I was like,
Man.
"Okay." I mean, I still placed third in bikini. I
Mhm.
was like, "Whatever." And then got first and third in the overall. So, like, first show, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, fast forward, got first at the Cal. I'm guessing I took second in the open.
Mhm.
Um, and Meredith beat me, which is fine because she looked phenomenal.
Mhm.
And then LA Champs took second and then went to USA's. Did
Mhm.
not do so hot, but that's okay.
Mhm.
That's why I said rest and recovery because I was missing that hugely before that um, national show. And then the great thing about it is Sandy was right backstage getting ready to give everybody feedback
Mhm.
because they already had the pictures up on NPC News Online.
Oh,
So I
they're
pulled
quick with
them up.
it.
Yeah, I pulled them. It was quick. It was like immediate. It was
Mhm.
crazy. So I pulled up the pictures and she looked at it and she said, first things first, you have actually the rare situation. Your glutes overpower your legs. And I was like, what?
That's
What?
funny.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
I have the rare, and like she said, you are the rare exception. You have
Mhm.
the opposite problem. Your glutes overpower your legs. So I already knew heading into
Mhm.
off season, let's get my legs, let's get these quads. I knew my hamstrings would react, but my quads were where I for sure was lacking with the outer sweep
Mhm.
and everything. When it comes to bikini, does not mean you have to be a stick. Um,
Yeah.
it's not what that means, especially
Yeah.
now with the newer division.
Fit model.
You, yeah, you have to bring in a little more, what I've noticed. I'm not saying you have to push it to the point where you're like borderline wellness,
Mhm.
but you definitely have to come in a little fuller.
Mhm.
Um, and obviously the lines and separation. But bottom line, see what you look like, shred down, do a show. If your coach is on the line on the cusp of like you're more this and you're more and you but you're still a little bit of this, then do a crossover. There's no harm in doing a crossover.
Mhm.
In case anybody doesn't know, since we just brought up Fit Model Division, you cannot do a crossover with that one.
Yeah, that's a major because I know a lot of people
Yep.
try to think that, oh, I'll just go pro here and then I'll try to jump over here.
Nope.
That's no,
Can't do
that's
it. You got to go right back to the bottom.
I'm glad they did that though.
I am too,
I'm glad they
because
did that.
again, I don't know anybody, but I
Hmm.
know our diets and how our conditioning makes a huge difference.
Hmm.
So, that's we'll leave it there because I don't
Yeah.
know anybody. I can't speak from their what they're going through because they
Hmm.
might still go through stuff because it's still you still have to diet. Like
Absolutely. Yeah.
you still
You're
got to
not
put
just
in the
gonna
work.
pizza and burgers, I'm gonna show up and I'll win. No, it's not.
Yeah, no. So again, until I meet somebody and get to know, like, okay, like what is your prep like? Like,
Mhm.
I would actually love to have a conversation with these women
Yeah.
because I'm curious.
Fit
So,
model. That's interesting. Well, three takeaways I took from that genetics. That is a major thing in the bodybuilding world that a lot of people undermine. And genetics doesn't mean just how fast you can build muscle or whatever, but it's like your muscle insertions. Some people have to work harder than others, unfortunately, to get the same look or to, achieve that look that they're trying to get on stage. Genetics also plays into recovery, the strength, all that. So when people say genetics, it's not just the ability to lift muscle and all, like you look all cartoonish or whatever the case may be, but how your glutes look, your tie-in, your muscle insertions, all that matters.
mhm,
So that's another thing about with influencers. I also realized that whether they're on gear or natural or whatever the case may be, or for some people they do a BBL and then they act like they earned it. Like that's a whole nother topic of conversation that would be a can of worms we could dive into another day. But genetics matter a whole hell of a lot in bodybuilding, and unfortunately, genetics can also determine who wins a
mhm,
competition or if it's close, who edges someone out. Like a lot goes into it.
mhm,
Second, when it comes to the the criteria between divisions, I know a lot of people like, have like how do you say it? They have a set mind on what division they want to do, but then sometimes they might be, meant for another division. And just like what you said, a lot of people think they look good when they're big and full, but once you start to actually do a prep, like an actual prep diet, and you take all the glycogen out your muscle and you're
yeah,
literally stripped down bare to the tissue, literally the tissue because your skin's so thin, then you get to see what you actually look like. And that's your starting point. And
yep,
building it up, like it's a very
and
major
yeah, and
factor for people.
not to say that there aren't people that can't eventually get into wellness.
Hmm.
It's just going to be your work might be a little harder than you think.
Yeah.
And I think there are I'm going to say this delicately. There are there are people out there that have coaches that push them in a certain division because they want that division to work for them,
Hmm.
and it doesn't.
Hmm.
And or it can,
Hmm.
but they don't know how to develop them correctly.
I
Like,
agree.
for example, there are women that are quad dominant
Hmm.
and beautiful, beautiful quads. Like, I'm jealous of their quads,
Hmm.
but they lack in the backside. Like, no, you know what? I'm gonna take a pro for instance. Love her to death, Julia Renee. I'm not bagging on you.
Hmm.
She's quad dominant, crazy beautiful quads, beautiful shoulders, barely touches her upper body because it just naturally just bulks up real quick.
Hmm.
She had to take time off to develop her backside.
Hmm.
And not to say that she couldn't, because she did. She did a great job. She actually took 2 years off and brought a better package and did really well last year. Same thing this year.
Hmm.
Is it enough time from the last show she did to now to bring in that better package?
Hmm.
Obviously, we're talking from pro status
Yeah, that's
to trying to qualify to the Olympia, which is
yeah.
much different than uh, amateur trying to get your pro card.
Hmm.
And I think that's another illusion that people don't realize. Once you get to the pro leagues, you are now an amateur again. Like
Yeah, you start at the bottom.
yeah,
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
now the bottom again. You're not the top, like you're the top
No,
in the amateurs, but now you're the baby
you're the
in pro.
small fish in the big pond now. Yes, yeah.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
it just gets more expensive.
No, oh, phew, I can't imagine. But
Well,
obviously, like the prize money with the shows and
yeah,
sponsorships, I'm sure it helps, but you still have to be spending that money to if
still
you
gotta pay to play.
exactly, exactly. So you have done a national show. I have yet to do it, hopefully soon for me, but explain the difference between a regular regional show to the national stage.
Whew. It's way more intense
Hmm.
because we're all there for one reason. I would say the vibe is much different too.
Really?
Because at an amateur show, everybody's like, well, hey, like,
Oh,
what's up?
like first show. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, like you kind of you have a little more sense of camaraderie,
Hmm. Hmm.
at least on the women's side. Can't
Okay.
speak on the men because I don't talk to them. I'm like, nope.
Right, right, right. Well, I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
Well, because normally by the time I get backstage, men are not back there.
That's true. Yeah. Who, because you guys go the
We're
first
third.
day.
We're third. Oh,
Mm.
in national show.
Yeah, yeah.
National show. Now they have it split where it's women one day, men one day. Yes.
Mm, mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So we don't even see the men. Well, I was talking amateur wise.
Yeah,
Amateur
yeah, yeah.
wise, we'll see the men go on first, and then
Oh yeah,
you
like for the regional. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get what
yeah,
you
y'all
mean.
gotta go first. We're sitting back there waiting for you to hurry up.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Well, I
but
mean,
yeah, it's different for sure. It's just people are way more like
zoned in.
zoned in, just like get me out of here. I am hungry. Let
Yeah.
me go on stage. Let me show what I'm working with. And it was even different how they run it.
Hmm.
So it's
Hmm.
like everybody in your class goes up, they compare you, and you don't even get to do your routine until the second round. So
Oh.
you line up,
Mhm.
go, compare, then you go back around, then you do your routine, line up, and then they compare you again.
So it's kind of like the Olympia.
Kinda,
Okay. Okay.
kinda, yeah. But they didn't have the boxes yet.
Oh, so they just had
Yeah,
that line where everybody's
yeah.
just being compared.
This
Okay.
was before the boxes.
Yeah.
So, but
Oh
yeah, it
wow.
was different. I don't know how it's going to be this year.
Hmm.
Again, it's just going to be it's going to be different every year because if they
Hmm.
keep adding divisions and now with Fit Model, which
Oh
I
my
think it's
goodness.
after bikini, I think it might be before because it's still technically a smaller class because
Hmm.
bikini just always runs deep.
Oh
So,
yeah. Oh
but
yeah.
especially now that USA's is back in Vegas
Oh my God.
and Vegas has such a big bodybuilding.
Community.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
huge. So I have a feeling it'll be bigger, which is
No.
fine.
Mhm.
Um, I would say it's also kind of cool because you can meet people that you have probably been inspired by that are still trying to get their pro card. Because like I mean, I knew her, but I never met her, and she got her pro card at USA's is Rachel,
Mhm.
Rachel Robinson, and Roy knew her husband from because she's also done a strong woman competition.
Mhm.
Uh, so she's also genetically just a beast.
Did she used to train at UFC?
No, she trained
No.
at Coliseum. She
Oh
may
no.
have gone to UFC a couple times, but you would
Mm.
recognize her husband, just a huge man, like
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
man. So very, very sweet people.
Yeah.
And then I ran it and I met another girl named Jocelyn who actually came out from Texas to
Mhm.
compete, took her overall at a Texas show, and we still communicate. So it was just, I think for me, when I go to shows, I always make it known to get to know these women because we all went through the same thing, but it's
Yeah.
a little more intense for sure.
Yeah. And I'm sure everybody's locked in to try to get that W, try to get that pro card because everybody's busting their ass to get to
Yeah.
that stage. And everybody's
Yeah.
trying to win. So man, I can't imagine like the intensity of the
It's just a different monster.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like your regional show gets
Hmm.
you to that next step.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
next step is just kind of like
Mm.
barely breaking you into the next step.
Yeah,
It's
man.
kind of just like a little, like
Yeah.
just a little open.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I can only imagine also because we've seen pros backstage
Hmm.
and how they get ready because they're sectioned off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it's like at a pro show. You're going to be that sectioned off, like it's a different world. So
Yeah.
you
And
again kind of
we're the little guppies looking on the other side, on the outside, looking in, you know? Yeah.
hey man, when I see those pros though, you always just kind of look like that's what it looks like. Like,
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
never, like when I saw Jennifer Dory, I was just like, oh my gosh, this woman has no flaws on her body, no
Hmm.
flaws on her face, like just a stunning woman. And
Hmm.
then I saw Frida Paulsen, same thing. And my husband was like, who? And I was like,
Ooh. Yeah,
Frida Paulsen is a wellness competitor, sir. Like,
yeah, yeah,
like you see people and you kind of go, so yeah,
yeah. No,
there are
definitely.
celebrities.
I met Brianna and like I took a picture. This was years ago. It was at Billy's show, the last show that
Oh,
he did, and Brianna was there guest posing. And I put my
no.
arm around him to, take a picture with him, and I could just feel the density of his muscle. I'm like, holy shit.
And he's so sweet. We met him
Yeah, he
at
is.
the Anaheim Expo.
Hmm.
Yeah, we met him, Dennis Wolf.
Oh man.
Um, but it's weird seeing Dennis, like, because
Yeah, he's not
you remember the monster
the
he
mo
used to
him.
be,
Hmm.
and now he's just a fit regular dude. It's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder how that feels to be like you were at the best. You were one of the best in the industry, and then you're just like a regular guy walking around and stuff
Well, I
like.
mean, we met Jay Cutler too, and
Hmm.
they're
He
just
still looks great though. He still looks
yeah.
great. Jay looks great.
Yeah,
Especially at his age.
he's
Man.
got a reputation to uphold,
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
that's just like if you like. I obviously it would be much different if you met like Sebum. Like it's
Oh
just like
man.
you know,
Oh
that's a legend. It's
yeah.
like for those of you that are watching that are like football fans, it's like our Tom Brady. Okay.
Yeah.
You
Hmm.
know, that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about bodybuilding as, the pro level and like, the shows coming up. We got
Our God.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, we got Pittsburgh coming up. Um,
Ooh.
I know for the open guys, we have Derek in the lineup, Derek Lunsford, current Mr. Olympia, Martin Fitzwater, Good Vito. Is he doing the
No,
show?
hold up. Correct you. Who's our current champ?
Derek Lunsford. Oh no, no. Excuse me. He was a former Mr. Olympia. This past year's Mr. Olympia was Samson
2023, my
Dowda.
guy.
Yeah. Samson
2023.
Dowda, yeah. But the Arnold Classic champ was Derek Lunsford. Yes, my bad.
I got your
Um,
back, Samson.
yeah.
Got your back.
So we got Derek Martin. Is Good Vito doing it?
Yes, he is.
Okay, and then William Bonac is doing the
Is he?
Pittsburgh. I'm I'm not
Here,
sure.
let me look. Yeah. If he is,
Who do you got
he's
for the Pittsburgh Open guys?
and Nick Walker. Don't forget about
Oh,
Nick.
that's right. That's right. His first show back.
Making his comeback.
Oh man.
Let me see. Who are we looking at? Bonac.
William Bonac, because I know he's the recent winner of the Detroit Pro, which was by far like an amazing
Yeah, but
show,
come on, man. If you're gonna make some money,
right? And he looked amazing too at the Detroit Pro. I was watching it, I was streaming it live on YouTube on Fuad's channel, and man, like that whole production of that show was amazing. I also thought it
okay.
was cool that they did the classic winner and the open winner do like a little battle for the Detroit, the King of Detroit. I thought that
Yeah,
was
that
cool
was
too.
cool.
I
I
was
love
like,
that.
wow. I was like, that's actually a
I
brilliant
really hope.
idea.
I really hope Fuad does bring wellness. I'm like, well, I better hurry up and get my pro card, my guy,
Yeah, that would be
because
cool.
I will travel to Detroit.
Hmm.
I will for sure go for
Hmm.
my boy Fuad,
Yeah,
and because I want to meet Seth, and because I want to meet Ian,
yeah.
and I want to meet Paul. Everybody.
Paul. Yeah, yeah. Love
Since
those
your
guys,
girl
man.
was on the podcast once.
Yeah, that's right. I remember I was doing cardio and I was like, holy shit, she got on bro chat.
I almost peed my
Yeah,
pants.
yeah, that's
I was so
crazy.
excited.
Yeah.
It
Damn.
doesn't
No, huh?
it doesn't say he is for
Hmm.
sure.
I need to do a better job of making sure I got my ducks lined up in a row before we record an episode. Make sure I got all my facts straight. But
It's okay, that's what I'm here for.
who do
Let me
you
look at Pittsburgh has a page, yeah?
I believe so. Or NPC News Online, right? But anyways, who do you got for your top three?
Well, once I get a list,
Hmm.
I can
Because it's interesting that Derek decided to jump in like kind of last minute. I was like,
again, it's prize money.
yeah.
Like people don't understand it's their livelihood, like yeah, they have YouTube.
Hmm.
Yeah, they have like fans. Some of them have gyms, but like just open, but it's money. They got
Yeah,
kids. Derek has a baby.
that's true.
Um,
Yeah.
so
Especially because like the open guys, they make a lot of money.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to
So
find it.
I know for a classic, I know Mike Summerfeld said he's hopping in.
He's on there for my list.
Yeah, Mike
Oh, we
Summerfeld
got
in
we
classic.
got your boy that's going on there.
Oh, Bilal's doing it. Oh wow. I thought he
Yeah.
was just gonna do the New York Pro, but anyways, that's crazy. So yeah, for classic, I know they got Mike Summerfeld. I think it's Josema, Josema. I think the guy that got fifth at the Olympia for classic. I think he's doing it.
The Hispanic?
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. You said he's Mexican. I'm not sure if
I
he's
think
Mexican or
so.
Brazilian.
Sorry, guy.
Some
Sorry
type
if
of Hispanic. Yeah, heritage.
we're just
Uh,
trying to claim you, my guy.
yeah. Terrence Ruffin making his comeback from his long off season.
Okay, so just based on that,
Hmm.
it's gonna be between Mike and Terrence
I
because
I I think
Terrence's
so too.
posing is
Amazing.
always flawless.
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Like if anybody was doing classic, I would like I'm not taking away from Mike. Mike still has also amazing stage presence, amazing posing, all of
Absolutely.
that good stuff. Um, but I don't know, there's something about Terrence's presence is so
It's like
like
elegant.
you can't take your eyes off him.
Yeah. It's
He
lit.
has that energy that just zooms you in.
Yeah.
Mike still has that, but we've known Terrence for so long.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna say it's a battle, but if I had to pick,
Hmm.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Mike only because watching the interview on The Truth with Terrence and Hani,
Hmm.
he said it was a hard for him to put on weight because he injured his elbow.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting to see how how that may or may not have affected him and his physique. Hmm.
Yeah. So I would
Okay.
say I'm gonna have to give it to Mike for that.
Okay.
And then for the open, if William Bonac is going in there, which I don't think he should because that's going to be tough.
I would
Um,
rather see him at the
but, I mean,
Olympia.
but again,
Yeah.
if he does it, cool. Um, okay, Derek,
That's so tough. Yeah.
Martin,
This show's gonna be good.
Nick, and Vito. If Nick, if Nick can bring in his conditioning,
Hmm.
I love Martin though, so that's hard.
Nick's back double.
I'm
His
gonna
waist is
say top
tiny.
three:
Yeah.
Derek, Nick, and Martin, not in order.
Hmm. For sure. For sure. I have the same top three, just in no particular order as well. If I had to pick a winner, though, I'd probably pick the former Mr. Olympia and Derek Lunsford out of the three.
I'm gonna say Martin.
You think Martin's gonna win the show?
I'm gonna say Martin
Hmm. Well, it's funny
and just
because
leave it at that.
yeah, because it's they made a case that you like Martin could have potentially have beaten Derek at the Olympia last year because he was fourth and Derek was third. So that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a great show. Can't wait for
It's
that.
gonna be just interesting. This I wish they did a live like Fuad did because I'd be like,
Oh, I know.
just
Yeah.
we'll just watch like this.
Like, oh, be like, oh my
But I
God.
think I say Martin won
Mhm.
because he was fourth and he put on 15 more pounds already since
That's
Prague,
gonna look insane. And he has a crazy like
and he's
round.
younger, I think, than Derek.
I believe so too. And he has
Yeah,
like a round bubbly muscle. Like, man, it's crazy.
he's got that beautiful round,
Hmm.
full muscle, and his coach Stefan is just
Yeah. And when he guest posed at the Detroit Pro and he stood next to Samson, I was just like, wow. Like obviously Samson's Mr. Olympia, but it's like, man, Martin is not that far behind. Like he's right there. He is right there. And
yeah,
if he could put it all together, he could potentially be in the top three at the Olympia too. I would not have no doubts. You know what I mean?
right,
Man.
yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here, guys. Jay, go ahead and let everybody know what your plans are. Are you guys getting ready for a show? Are you guys still in the off season? What are you guys doing today?
We're still in off season, but we're cutting right now. I'm saying I put my mind in the set of prep already
Okay.
because we got to bring down the weight.
Hmm.
That way, my preps run smoothly, and I'm not dying. Um,
Agreed.
Yeah, so I'm just saying we're definitely in the prep phase, which is why I'm still kind of eating right now because I took a
Hmm.
little nip nap.
Hmm.
Um, you know, after you hit legs.
You gotta
And
recover.
yep,
Yeah.
and when you train with coach, it's
Mm.
not you go.
No,
So
yeah.
yeah,
We're
so
done.
plan is to do Steve Carr Las Vegas Classic in November,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then if
When's
all
that?
goes the way I plan it,
Hmm.
I will do the amateur Arnold.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Let's go. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Amateur Arnold's like usually in March, right? And then this potential show is when?
sometime next year.
No, 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 no. The show that you're getting ready to do.
Oh, November 8th.
Okay, okay. And we're in April, so okay, yeah, you got
So I'll
about
get like a little baby break of like 4 weeks
mhm.
to like reverse and then go right back in.
There you go. Okay. Hell yes. All right, Jay. So let everybody know where they can follow you at, name all your socials, and we're gonna sign off here soon. So
YouTube, I need to start working on that, but I am starting a
yes.
podcast soon. I
Hmm.
found a studio I might use.
Okay.
Peaches Fit Inc. for YouTube. For
Hmm.
Instagram, it's at Miss J Peaches, I think. And then same thing with TikTok.
Okay. Sounds good. So everybody go ahead and follow her on TikTok, Instagram, and check out her YouTube channel. What's the name of your podcast gonna be?
Not for the woke.
Not for the world. Okay. What are you guys gonna be talking about there?
Mm.
Okay, everybody be sure to tune in to Jay's not for the woke potential podcast coming here. So do you know when?
Hopefully before the end of the year.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and check that out. Everybody tune in. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.